Master of Science in Mathematics and Physics from Missouri Valley College in 1962. He went on to earn a Master of Science in Mathematics from the University of Missouri at Rolla and a Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Engineering Operations Research from Texas A&M University. Dr. Helm has over 30 years of industrial experience working with a number of organizations, including NASA, Boeing, and McDonnell Douglas.
I chose to attend Missouri Valley College because Coach Vonley Ashford came to Kansas City and interviewed me and I think Roy Ocorn basically for football. And Roy and I roomed together the first semester. And one year Larry Porter and I roomed together. But that's my first 2 years I was an independent. I was in Young Home. I didn't get to play in the Tangerine Bowl because we got pretty bad by East Texas State. I was the blocking dummy for the big guys. But I did seem to make it through without getting my ankles and knees all busted up that year. And then sophomore and junior year, I was a starting left guard. Larry Porter was a starting right guard, and Ashford cut us and put us on defense. We thought that was a big, cut down. That was a year that we finally ended up being an undefeated team. So I guess he knew what he was doing. Got in the B club, and I was also Sigma Nu for 2 years, and then I was married my senior year. So lived down in the American Apartments with Ronnie and Mary Lou. My education at Missouri Valley, I majored in math, and by my junior year, I had taken all the math courses that were taught there, Pop First. So I had basically my degree in math then, and Jim Thomas, who's a physics teacher, taught me to stay in physics because I had taken a couple physics courses. So then I got another major in physics, and so I had a double major in math and physics, and I got a teaching certificate for life in Missouri. At that time, they gave you a lifetime certificate. So Pop Ferguson probably was, the most favorite. In wintertime, the room that he was in was probably 4 feet below the ground level. So he would go over this one window in the middle of the winter, which faced north, and he'd open that up in the cold snow and everything blowing there and wake everybody up. So, and Jim Thomas and Don Gall was my last physics teacher there. Now he's back there as Dr. Gall, so he came back. And of course, Ashford was the mentor for most of the guys, so he was a great guy. The courses that I took and the teachers that I had, they were very, very knowledgeable in the subject. When I left Missouri Valley College, I had a fellowship at the University of Missouri, and then I had an offer from Missouri School of Mines and Metallurgy in Rolla, Missouri, which is now it's gone to be Science and Technology, School of Science and Technology. So I took the job at Rolla because, number one, I was married and had a child, and so I taught there in the math program for 2 years. At A&M, I also took courses in industrial engineering and got my PhD in operations research in industrial engineering. I also took courses at U of H in physics because I was working at NASA, so all the physics and math and everything that I learned from the faculty at Missouri Valley helped me. In academics, I taught at University of Missouri at Rolla. I taught at Texas A&M for 4 years in computer science and industrial engineering courses. When I was in the industry, I was down here at Houston with subcontracting for NASA. I taught as an adjunct for University of Houston Clear Lake in computer science. And then when I retired, I went full-time at University of Houston Clear Lake in the software engineering and computer engineering program. I was the department chair for the engineering, and now I'm the program chair for systems engineering. And that's what I did academically, or what I'm still doing. I'm still working. The real importance of, I guess, science and blending math and physics and biology and some of the other biotech and bioengineering is very important because a lot of the years everybody was developing certain sorts and search routines and algorithms. You know, they're called called data structures, and nobody really knew what to do with it. And then eventually IBM came along and they started using the search and sources, sort routines, and so forth, and they broke down the DNA chain. So that was the interface with biotech and biology. And those routines that we did, for some reason, we didn't know why we were doing all that, turned out to be the most valuable thing for the DNA chain. Industry, I work for the aerospace and the military community I work, but mainly it's been with the aerospace community with NASA here in Houston. I worked on, I said, Gemini, the Apollo program, and on the Apollo program, one thing I developed was the Mission Control Center's plot boards. Those are they were 10 foot by 20, and they were the ones in the room where all the mission control people sat and watched the ground track of the space vehicles going across. So I developed that code. Myself and another fellow worked the ground track, but I did use the mathematics that I learned at Missouri Valley, by the way, to do the plot boards. Missouri Valley is a great school. You get more personal attention from the faculty, I think, and they're probably more available than they would be at a big university.
Get your picture with the president and your award.
Well, I thank you for this award. I want to thank the President, Dr. Bonnie Humphreys especially, and her staff team. I want to thank the alumni, I guess it's a board, I thought it was a committee, but anyway, I want to thank you all. And I want to thank all of my faculty that are here. So I'll probably only have one here, and that's Dr. Galt. So. I didn't know until a few minutes ago when we came in the door that we were, Carl Long and I were taking physics courses from him, and he was telling us that he was taking courses while he was teaching us, so we were some of his first two students. And then I want to thank the Porter family, Ronnie, Mary Lou, Larry, and Joe, and my wife, and a daughter.
We love you.